Well, for me, the cross has two aspects. It has a very sad and horrifying and bad, negative aspect, because Jesus died on the cross. It was like the electric chair in the Roman times. It was the worst way for a prisoner to be killed. And on the other hand, it is also seen as the symbol of victory over sin and death, whereby Christ is resurrected. And it is the symbol of our salvation. So it has these two constantly playing against these two poles of a symbol of torture and a symbol of new life. And it's very interesting to notice that St. Paul in his writings speaks a lot about the cross as the instrument of our salvation, and yet in the first few centuries of Christian history, there are few, if any, representations of the cross in art. Nobody seems to have ordered crosses or drew crosses or painted crosses. You might be able to say that during this time, during the first 3 centuries, it was Christians were very poor, and art, ordering paintings or some kind of sculpture would be very expensive. Also, the fact that it was still a sign of dishonor in the Roman world at the time. But nonetheless, St. Paul has no problem about talking about the cross. The cross is everywhere, and in our time, the cross has become omnipresent. But it's interesting to note that in the first few centuries, it apparently people did not make crosses or wear crosses or use the cross as a symbol, an outward symbol to identify themselves. They used rather, the fish, a symbol of the fish, rather than the cross. But the cross, for us, for me, is that symbol, that sign that says, I am a Christian. And whether I wear it, whether I make the sign of the cross, however I deal with it, however I manifest it or talk about it, that is the central image, the central fact of Christian life. And not only is it in an artistic sense represents that, but it also represents what it is for a Christian to live a Christian life. Because Christ suffered and died on the cross, we also, and with all the symbolism in Scripture of having to bear one's cross, having to be willing to suffer for Christ, it's also that, again, the double significance, the double meaning, one of martyrdom, and on the other hand, the glory of the resurrection. And even after Good Friday, after the resurrection in times, we see in our icons of Easter, we even show Good Friday, which for Christians of all days is the blackest day of the year. It's the day Christ suffered and he died, and even the evangelist says that at the moment that Christ died, the sky was covered with a storm or clouds. It was dark, but nonetheless, that scene, when we paint the Good Friday icon of Christ on the cross, it is shown in light. It is in light colors, not in dark colors, but it is shown, and we interpret the cross through the light of the resurrection.